Hey, what's up, guys? This is Suvi Alkaline from the healthiest podcast in the world, the first ever Alkaline podcast in the world. And today I'm here with
Sarah from Nourish here in Philadelphia.
and she holds a special place in my heart because she seen me at my worst. She seen me like 2-3 years ago. I came to Philly and I didn't know what to eat. I was talking to her on the phone. She was helping me with my eczema, telling me to fast, telling me that I gotta go on the fruit diet. And, I didn't want to listen because I still wanted to eat alkaline food that was cooked and all. But even when you're sick, you gotta go on the fruits or the fasting. So when I came to Philly, there was no alkaline spots. And mind you, her location was burnt down. What was the other location at?
We were in South Philly, on 7th and South.
We were in South Philly. She said, "Don't worry, I still have the kitchen. You can eat outside." And I think that was around the COVID time anyways.
I think so, yeah.
People would eat outside anyways. So she made me like 5 different healthy, delicious alkaline meals. And she didn't even tax me that much. She gave me like, I think, the best price ever. And honestly, like, you always had a special place in my heart for that because it showed that you were for the people and you're not for profit. And I just want to say thank you. And I remember that. And now 2-3 years later, look, we're here and I'm healed.
And you're healing, and it's an amazing journey to see someone in that condition, and then to
how bad was my eczema to the
it was. I for years I still would connect with you and ask how things are going, and then as I saw you progress, especially with your alkaline diet, and then starting the podcast and just the community that you're a part of now, it was just really great to see, and then see you healing. Like, we would connect, and you would come down just for some of the salve, just to be able to not itch anymore.
I will link up with you once in a while when you went to New York and had
we had a pop-up up there. We did the alkaline food for you up there. I remember bringing that, and then the salves to put on the skin, just because your skin was so flaky and like you were just really, it was chapped all the time and very painful for you. So
seeing me now is like,
yeah, it's amazing. It's really amazing to see the change, and it's great to see what a healthy alkaline diet can do for you.
Yeah. So yeah, she has a restaurant here called Nourish. And she has alkaline options if you guys want to come down. I ate actually a meal today. They said the most popular meal was the quinoa with the egg scrambles and the mushroom.
Yeah, it's the alkaline platter. So it's the sauteed mushrooms. And we have chickpea scramble that is in, just replacement of an egg, let's say. But it's very filling, very full of dense nutrients, and it's really great for, especially when people are alkaline and not being able to eat a lot. That's one that's really popular to be able to be very universal.
It tastes just like eggs. I don't know how you guys did it. Honestly, the seasoning must be good in there. I don't know how you guys made it taste like egg. I had a double check in me. Is this egg?
Yeah.
It really tastes like egg.
Yeah, it's very filling as well too, and that's the idea of the amino acids that we need in chickpea. And not everybody can have chickpea when they're going alkaline or when they're healing from different things. Like you said, you couldn't even have necessarily full alkaline food, like if you even wanted spelt bread, and just like the fullness of what an alkaline diet could be. You definitely need to, when you're healing, you really need to go on more of a fruitarian diet or a raw diet with very limited foods, and more so focus on the herbs, cleansing and rejuvenating.
It was that bad? I couldn't even have watermelon or grapes because it would feed the parasites in me.
You're right. And that's why I tell people a lot with eczema, they don't realize it. They just think it's a skin issue, and it's really an internal allergy and parasites externalizing itself. It's our bodies, the acid in our bodies just trying to get out and cleanse the body, and you just, and then the parasitic infection that happens with that as well. It's just not as well known,
So how'd you get into the holistic lifestyle?
Well, I've been natural pretty much my whole life. My parents really raised me to, right? It was an allergy, I'm telling you. My parents raised me to be very healthy. We grew a lot of our own food as I was being raised. But of course, I still ate meat and still ate regular food at that point. And then I started studying natural herbs. Right when I graduated high school, I went into more of like a natural health field and studying herbs, working at health food stores, and just being exposed to natural medicine and plant medicine over the years. And then I moved to Belize. And there I studied with a naturopath, or like a bush doctor, basically, about natural herbs and remedies, and opened my first restaurant down there called the Wild Side Cafe with a friend of mine, and just continued that journey. I'm a Rastafarian, so in our life, we eat to live. We eat healthy, we eat food for nourishment, and it was just in alignment with who I am, and then realizing the impact that with the knowledge that I was given and shared with me, the impact that I could have on people once I was given this to be able to help others heal as well.
Yeah, because, you know, I know you guys probably were fasting, taking the herbs. That was not even like, that was a natural way of life for you guys, right? You guys,
For sure.
yeah.
Yeah, especially in Belize. I lived a very natural life in Belize. We lived out in nature, only ate from our garden. And it's funny because when I moved back to America, this whole alkaline craze was really popular at that point. And, Dr. Sebi, of course, much respect. And I didn't hear about it, even though I was living in Belize, which was right next to Honduras. I was, coming up in the times of the gentleman, the bush doctors I was studying with, Rosita Arvigo, Don Pablo. These are the ancient Mayan healers that were in Belize. And then Dr. Sebi at the same time was influencing so many people in this world. It was really great to see when I came back to America and everybody's talking about alkaline food. And I'm like, oh, that's great, because that's naturally just how we lived. When we live out in nature like that, like people are like, how it's so hard to go alkaline. How can you do it? And to me, like, it's my favorite foods. Like, okra is my favorite food. If I'm going to eat a starch green banana is really all I want. Again, Rasta food is very natural, very Aital anyway. So it was just really, when I heard everybody else talking about it, I was really happy to see that people were eating more natural, more just basic God-made foods.
Yeah, that's why I love that you have, like, I think I counted over 10 alkaline options.
Oh, for sure. And then we can always, adjust. I work with a lot of people. Some people can't, eat oil. Even though we use grapeseed oil here, they still are really on a cleansing diet where they have to have foods cooked a certain way. So I still do a lot of meal preps for people as well, too. And then just a regular diet, because a lot of people know that I'm alkaline or, primarily fruitarian or raw foodist. But so people can come here when they're coming and seeking a place to eat, and then where it tastes really good too. That's one side of it as well. We really have to, somebody asked me the other day how to run a successful business like this. And I said, one thing you have to make sure you can do is cook well, and you have to be able to cook good,
Right.
and make it taste good. So then people can see the transition as more realistic, because you still want to enjoy your food when you're eating.
Nah, for sure.
But yeah, we have a lot of really nice, healthy alkaline options.
Nah, yeah, and that's the thing. I looked at it, I was like, wow, she really got over 10 options, which I love, because, in New York, there's not really a place like this. This is like a real, like, place you can come and sit down. There's nothing really like this. There's a lot of, like, underground kitchens, which I love.
Sure, it's wonderful. And it's starting, and that's where they start.
That's where they start
from there.
Yes.
And then seeing the need for it, because that's why I have the transitional food. I have a variety of different stuff. I have the transitional food, like a chicken cheesesteak, even though it's made with mushrooms and not processed food, but it's still bread and, regular, the transitional type of food. You have a chicken sandwich, a chicken sandwich, again, made out of mushrooms and the chickpeas, so it is a lot more healthy for you. But then we have all the way to raw food, but we have raw butternut squash, the raw pizzas we have here, and then the alkaline food as well. So it's whatever stage of health or healing that you're at right now, you can come and enjoy something in Nourish for sure.
Nah, for sure. And that's what I like about, out here. So when I'm in Philly, guys, I'm always going to Nourish. 100%. The food's good, and they even have, she just gave me what was this exactly?
This is the male restorative tonic. I have a product line called The Remedy, and I make a variety of different, like I'm drinking the woman wellness tonic. He's having the male restorative tonic, and I make a variety of different ones. And this is just to boost the male body, obviously boost testosterone, your libido, overall just, health and wellness, because I work with a lot of athletes too. So they're really focusing on high levels of nutrients to optimize their, just how you function and how you perform.
Because you guys got all the sport teams here, so you guys probably do a lot of this.
Oh, yeah, we have a variety of different athletes, professional athletes as well, too, but also local trainers and, regular athletes, too, but definitely professional athletes that come in. And when you're trying to perform at your optimal levels, eating plant-based and eating healthy and taking herbs and supplement is definitely the way to go.
I wanted to ask you this, because I think for me it's grapeseed oil, but what, in your opinion, is the best oil to use for cooking?
Well, here we use grapeseed oil because obviously I'm using a whole lot, so for deep frying even, avocado oil is a lot more expensive than that. And even though we try to not focus on that because it's about serving people, like, I think grapeseed oil is one of the lightest oils for sure. I don't find that, I don't really like eating oil much at all, and I find that doesn't affect me as much. Avocado oil can be a little bit heavy for me, but I think avocado oil is a great oil too. But there's a lot of people that when they're healing, they can't have avocado. When you're dealing with an issue, you can't have avocado. So grapeseed is a little bit more.
What do you think about this? Because I started bringing this to people's attentions. A lot of the avocado oil is made out of the Hass avocado. I don't know if you ever like heard about the Hass avocado. It was man-made, and do you think? Because for me, maybe the grapeseed oil will be a little healthier because
Yeah.
most of the avocado oil, I think they use the Hass avocado to make.
Yeah, I think for most of it. And I mean,
What's your
and
opinion on that?
I mean, I would agree that the Hass avocado is used probably for that because they're not getting more of the traditional one because it's not being made in tropical countries where they have the other original avocados. So I think, I mean, I also think that like I'm allergic to seeds and nuts, so I can't have sesame, but like sesame would be really good. Hemp seed oil, of course, is great, you know, but you also can't heat certain. We all know being alkaline that you can't heat. You know, olive oil is really great for you as well, but that's only if it's raw. So, you know, looking at bread, depending on what you're using it for, same thing with coconut. Like when I do raw foods, I'm going to use coconut or avocado, or I'm sorry, coconut or the sesame oil would be a really good one for people too. And you can heat sesame oil as well, but hemp seed oil. So I think hemp seeds are really great, although I can't have them. I think that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is probably I've never tried hemp seed oil, but I think that would be the healthiest because you can have hemp seeds on the herpes alkaline diet.
Right.
Right. I'm guessing that could be the healthiest, but I just never see it in stores, actually. I don't know where.
Right. It's more like a health food store. It's definitely more. But and I also find that hemp seed oil is more of in the supplement department.
Oh.
It's more of like the supplement, kind of like where you would buy flaxseed oil and those things, although we would take that, but, you know.
Yeah, not definitely. So what inspired you to start your restaurant?
I have been an entrepreneur since I was young. I started my first restaurant, as I said, when I was in Belize. I was about 20 then when I opened my first. I've owned 4 restaurants since then. And I realized that within the Rasta culture, we're revolutionary. We're definitely self-reliant. We're focused on being self-reliant and then providing for ourselves, but also realizing like I need a space where I can even eat. You know, I want a space where I can feel comfortable and feel that is in alignment with who I am. So I kind of create that for myself, but also extending it to the community as well. But also seeing like the revolutionary mindset that I carry and trying to make impact and to make a difference. Like the best way to impact and the best way to be able to support and help the, you know, consciousness of our community is through food. You know, being able to, when you change your food, you can change your mindset, your consciousness, your response to life, your everything. So I feel like food is one of the most revolutionary things that you can change in your life, and being able to deliver that to everybody and serve that to everyone is definitely part of my purpose.
I think you're onto something because I tell this to everybody. Before Neo and the Matrix took the red pill, what did they take out of the stomach? You know,
I don't know it.
but it's okay. They take out a parasite.
Okay.
So in a way, the movie was saying that if you want to really see the truth, you're going to have to get rid of the parasites because that could block your third eye or pineal gland, whatever you want to call it.
Absolutely.
But that type of mindset that gets you to see the truth about the world.
Yeah, for sure. And food is definitely that gateway. I really think so. And I'm huge about parasite cleansing too. I feel like most people are controlled by their parasites, and that's a really great, I'm glad you reminded me of that because like I said, I do a lot of parasite cleansing. I really am a huge advocate for other people to parasite cleanse because most of the things that people are dealing with has a lot to do with parasites. And then being in control of what you desire, what you want to even eat, to do. I even find when I'm doing parasite cleanses, I say like, I don't even want to do foolishness. Like I stay very focused. I realize like I don't want to go out. I don't want to do anything that's unproductive. You know, I find that I'm just really focused on productivity and health and wellness and disciplined. And I think when we kill out the parasites, we do get control of our body and our mind again as well.
Yeah, because, you know, they say that me having eczema, I had parasites in me. And I would notice because if I started itching right here, out of nowhere, I would feel something crawling.
Right.
And it would be itching here. So the parasites, because when you itch, it's trying to detox the toxins out of your body because my organs did not work properly. It's kind of like a backed up toilet. So the only way all the junk can come out is through my skin.
Yeah.
So I noticed I would be itching here. And then when I was done itching, the parasites were like, I would literally feel something moving. And then out of nowhere, I'm itching here. So definitely parasites are the biggest things. You got to get rid out of the body.
Right. And we all have them. And people think like even me being plant-based for over 25 years at this point, I still do extensive parasite cleansing, and because we can get them from anywhere. Of course, if you have animals in the house, you're going to get them from animals, but you can get them from being in the soil. You can get it from fruit. You know, half the time I'm a fruitarian, and people are like, how are you doing parasite cleansing? And you just eat fruit. But there's pleomorphic bacteria that turns to parasites if we have too much acid in the body, you know, and metabolic acid is a part of that too. So we just have to constantly be keeping it in balance and making sure, obviously, if we have very invasive parasites, to do cleansing with that. And I think a lot of people would find that a lot of their health issues are alleviated. I mean, I see it in children. I'm sure you observe it too. Children, with the way that they act, with ADHD, with hyperactivity, lack of control, the food, throwing fits, grinding teeth. There's so many things that you can see in children that represent that they have parasites. And it's like in other countries, you know, that I'm sure maybe you're familiar with that too, that in other countries they deworm children when they're on summer break before they go back to school. A lot of their parents would give them, and in the Caribbean, it's usually aloe and orange juice and castor oil, or there's so many variety of different things that you can take. But it's a very common practice because it's really important. Children are very susceptible to it, you know, so it's really great to make sure you're deworming your children as well.
So what's the best herbs to cleanse parasites out of the bodies?
So for parasites, I think it's, I do make a product called Paragon, and it's just compiled all of them together. So I'm going to look at things like clove that are going to paralyze them, because parasites are smart in the body and they will run and hide behind all the heavy metals in the body as well. So you want to paralyze them so they can't go hide. So the clove I have in there, thyme is also very good for that. You can even boil regular thyme tea. Just put it in your food. Just have these things in your diet on a regular basis too, like pumpkin seed. If you eat pumpkin seed, not all alkaline people eat pumpkin seed, so that would not be one that everybody would like. But if you're not completely, then you would eat pumpkin seeds. Papaya seeds is also great for that. But in my blend, I'm putting the thyme, the clove. We have green walnut hulls. There's the diatomaceous earth that kills off all, you know, creepy crawlies anywhere, you know, so internal as well. And then the bentonite clay, because you want to bind them as well. We have the, try to think of all the different wormwood, of course. And I even get the wormwood. I was in Jamaica just the other day and I got some wormwood from Jamaica that they use.
Wormwood is amazing.
Yeah. And it's amazing. Even when we're making it, you can taste it in the air, and just, I kind of, after a while, I kind of crave it. You know, it's just like, I can tell how good this is for me. Oil of oregano is a good thing to add to that as well too. But I really like doing the blend because then I have the charcoal in there that also pulls out toxins in the body. So you want to have those binding agents as well too. Then there's psyllium husk, because you need to sweep out the parasites after they're gone as well too. So you need to paralyze them, kill them, and that's where the green walnut hulls, the wormwood comes in. And then focusing even on the larva, but really sweeping out your gut when you're cleansing as well too. Because you have to think it's not even just a week-long cleanse. I've done one for 90 days before. And because you have to think about the parasites, the larva, the eggs, every stage of that. So you really need to you know, continue on a parasite cleanse.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm glad that, you know, because when I watch this back, I'm gonna start doing that, because I definitely want to start doing more herbs and stuff. I just been focused on the list and the diet I've been on. But
right, and the food, of course, the food is amazing, but I really think adding the herbs is really also what can really, you know, have a, you know, like a long-term health effect with you.
No, definitely. The herbs are for the healing of the nation. So that's the extra juice. And, you know, they say also you could be taking all the herbs in the world, but if you're still eating McDonald's,
right, exactly,
it wouldn't work.
It's the key. The two together definitely, you know, work together for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, do you want to see Nourish on every corner of the world, or just you want to stay in Philly?
No, I definitely want to expand and be in other cities, because I see not only just for the food, but for the community that Nourish has built. And people come to me all the time and tell me how much they value that, and come in and can find like-minded people, can have support on an alkaline diet, because people feel alienated sometimes when they're with their friends or family and nobody else understands how they eat or what they're, you know, why they're doing this or how they're healing. And in here you can really find a community that really supports that, and it becomes like family. So having that space across the country, across the globe. I mean, I live out of the country a lot, and I've left America several times. So I look forward to having them in other countries as well too. But I really hope to be able to share this and share Nourish, and even what I'm doing with you know, people all over the place. I hope to at some point remove myself from, you know, owner operator, because I want to go and open a natural living center and grow herbs, primarily focusing on herbal, like growing and producing herbs, you know, in larger quantities, and being able to focus on having a healing center for people to be able to come and really be taken care of through this journey, because it's a lot, and when you don't know how to do it, and the foods and the herbs and the lifestyle practices that you need, it's really difficult for some people. So I want to be able to facilitate that more.
You want to be like really direct with it.
Yeah, for sure. I love doing the restaurant and having this space to be able to feed the masses, but I really love working one-on-one and really impacting people's lives and changing people's lives, and letting and watching them save their own lives as well.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, but definitely if you open up a restaurant, I think you need to start nourishing New York.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it recently.
I think
I'd love to come to
if
New
you
York.
came to New York, I'm telling you, you would kill it, because people want a place like this to sit down, have a community. You would crush it in New York, because I threw an event called, I don't know what it was called, but it was in the park, Prospect Park.
Yeah.
It was raining.
And tons of people came out for it.
Yeah, we was under 110. It was raining. People with umbrellas, and they still popped out because there's no type of.
Yeah, they really need that healthy food and the diversity of it, because there's some amazing restaurants up there, and some people really focus on alkaline food as well. But people are really getting aware of food. It's not just eating vegan food. They're really caring about the shift of consciousness of the right kinds of plant-based food. So they're really looking for alkaline food. So I'm considering it. And I've also even considered opening a full raw and alkaline restaurant. But I think maybe in New York it would be more feasible because there's more people.
No, you would kill it. I'm telling you, if you would be printing out money day in and day. And I'm telling you, I'm not even that big of a person. You got a big following, and if you came to New York and announced a restaurant out there, you would make money every day. Because there's a need for that. When I throw these events, and then my last event called the Alka Lounge. I don't know if you've seen that.
Nice. Okay.
But we had it was like a lounge that it was basically like a bar, but we used it we called it the Alka Lounge. And we had over 100 people there. It was all the chefs sold out. We had 3 chefs.
Wonderful.
Juicers sold. Everyone sold out. I'm not part of that event space no more about last night, but I'm still gonna start doing it. I'm still gonna do events.
Of course, do events and bring people together, and just that consciousness. And then again, when you can connect with one another, it's just so important.
Yeah, it's that community.
It really is, because like I said, I know how alienated it can be. I've been plant-based for so long, and thankfully I have a great support system of all of my friends have been plant-based as well. And in my community, I've been eating very healthy and lifestyle practices very healthy. So I'm really thankful for that. And of course, that's just Rastalivity and how we live. But I can see how strengthening it can be for us. So, well, from your, word sound is power. So give thanks for that word sound. So maybe we'll see a Nourish up in New York soon.
I would vlog it. I'll vlog the experience and I'll bring attention to it. I mean, you already have the audience, so I don't need to do that. But I would definitely put my people on that.
Thanks.
Yeah, because like I said, I owe you a lot. You was there for me when not a lot of people, my own mother wouldn't want to help me, So, to me, I really, when I say you have a special place in my heart, I really mean it, because till that day, I always talked about you. Oh, you should go to Nourish. Go to Nourish.
Thanks for that. I remember. I know how hard it was for you. I really felt for you, and I know that I have friends that are suffering from some of the same things. And I mean, I work with people, and as healers, we work with people of so many different, variety of different ailments and things that are going on. And that's why even with you coming into town and not having where to eat, it's definitely, I understood that. I know how difficult, and that's why I want to have a space and a healing center for people that don't even have access to it, and in elements as well too. They don't have access to certain foods and certain herbs. But that's why I was like, I understand where you're coming from. I'm still going to cook you some food and make sure that you got some food.
You literally wasted hours in your day doing that.
No, it was not a waste at all.
No, but I know. I feel like it was meant to happen, from the creator connecting us, because, now look at us. We're here today. You got a new restaurant. I got this podcast going on. We're pushing the health together now.
Yeah, it's really great. And what you're doing is great in the community. And I see so many more people just tapping into what you have going on. So it's really wonderful, especially when you have a testimony like that. When you go through certain things and being transparent about it and being out there, it helps other people understand that they have hope too. So it's really great that you're, putting your journey and your, healing journey, testimony out there as well. It's really great.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. After when I posted that video, I almost cried, because I was like, I don't even know why. I just felt like crying, and I'm like, I'm healed already. But I guess someone told me it was because you look at your life where you was a couple years ago, and now where you're at now is really crazy. Even with the podcast and me pushing this message, and it's maybe somebody, at least one person, will see that video and give them hope.
Absolutely. Many will, because so many people, that's one thing people say I'm kind of harsh or aggressive about it sometimes. And I'm like, sickness in our society is aggressive right now. And people are very sick. And, I deal with them once they get sick and they come in trying to get better. And I prefer if people could just, take heed before they're in that condition and scrambling to try to get healthier. And if we just slowly shift and start to transition into a healthier lifestyle day by day, we'll just, be healthier on a whole,
People are definitely paying attention because look at Kellogg's and the cereal thing right now. It's really big. Like, a lot of people are waking up and they're like, why is it a chemical that is for this inside our kids' cereal? It just doesn't even make sense. Like, people are really waking up now.
Yeah, and it's crazy because for so long, none of those things, it's more of food is changing so much. So a lot of people are like, oh, our ancestors or our parents ate meat, or, our grandparents ate this and they lived to be so long. And the issue is a lot of the reality is food is changing now. They're putting so much more chemicals in some of these basics food that are not needed, because when you go into other countries, those same foods are on the shelf without all those chemicals in them. And it amazes me, like being out of America will really show you that we're just inundated with processed food, chemicals, food that is just so unhealthy for you. And thankfully, I've been like this my whole life, because even though I ate meat at different times growing up, but I still couldn't eat red food dyes, MSG. I was allergic and really sensitive to canned food, all these things that as a child, probably because I was very natural being raised and we ate from our own garden and ate naturally. But as I got older, I couldn't eat those things. And people are like, oh, it's so difficult. I'm like, I'm okay with it, because I'm glad that I can't eat healthy things, or things that are like neurotoxins and detrimental to our balance of our hormones and everything. So I was, I lived like that growing up. So it's, interesting to see now people are finally realizing how unhealthy these things are for us.
Yeah, and it's a blessing because, I do feel eventually a lot of people I feel one day everyone's going to know about Alkaline, or just that the holistic health, about the herbs and the foods. I think one day it's going to be right in front of our faces, and you pretty much now you choose if you want to eat to live or not, or eat to die, So I do appreciate you, sister, for really pushing that message. And you're a big part of my testimony story. Like I said, that's why I did that. Shout outs to True Alkaline Foodies. He created October 20th to be Alkaline Appreciation Day.
Wonderful.
And I wanted to shout out all the brothers and sisters that were there for me on my healing journey, that gave me advice, that really took their time out the day to give me the message that my own family would not, and my own friends, because they didn't know.
And of course, right. We're not educated. The information is not there. Now it's getting more noticed.
So I really appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I'm always going to remember that day in Philly. And then, like I said, I always wanted to make my way back out here. It's just that, I've been busy. I got to work and just trying to, save money. But now I'm like, you know what? I think it's time, I hit you up and, it was the right time.
Yeah.
And what is the last message you want to leave to the audience?
Let's get healthy, y'all.
Let's get healthy. And I agree with that. And, everybody, I want you, please, if you are in Philly and if you want alkaline options, come to Nourish. Nourish. Wait, it's not Nourish Philly no more. That's Instagram.
It's just the Instagram. Instagram is Nourish Philly. You can find us on there. We're also on the website at letsgetnourished.com. And you can find us at 177 West Girard Avenue here in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Thank you so much for doing this interview with me. It means the world to me that I get to come around the people that helped me. And now we're preaching the word together on this message of this video. And I appreciate you. So we about to wrap it up. My name is Suvi Alkaline from the healthiest podcast in the world, the first ever alkaline podcast in the world. And we're out.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.